Hey everyone, yeah, this whole environmental alarmism crap, it's getting so out of hand that it's not just affecting adults and the kind of political division that's happening. You know just how profound that is. I mean, people are really getting outraged and irate at how divisive this particular topic is, or in addition to that, the fact that no one's actually talking about it properly. It's everyone seems to be running to their own political perspective corners or sides and completely unwilling to go toe to toe, face each other, and hammer out or discuss the reality of the environment and whether humans really do have to go back to living in a pure state of nature or suffer the catastrophic consequence of heating your home and putting gas in your car so you go to work that will ultimately lead to the demise of all 7+ billion of us within just what, 7 or 8 years? I mean, come on, that is so chicken little. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. People that do fall for that kind of nonsense or that kind of alarmism, and there are a lot of people, especially or in particularly those on the left side of the political spectrum. I mean, it's bad enough to trick people or convince them into this kind of climate alarmism, like I say, in particular if they're adults. But what concerns me the most is the effect that it's having on the children, their psychology, and the trauma they're going to have to endure while this plays out on the political and media landscape. Or actually, should I say, not just the political and media landscape, but that seems to dominate even the education system or what they're being taught nowadays. Headline of the Post-Millennial, we're all going to die. Toronto students 7 and 8 shown climate change doomsday clock, Greta Thunberg speech. This is contributed by Graham Gordon. An Etobicoke mother is upset that 7 and 8-year-old kids were shown a library presentation consisting of an emotional speech by child climate activist Greta Thunberg and a carbon clock predicting humans have 8 years left to act before the point of no return for saving humanity from climate change. I mean, come on. I'm going to read some more of this article, but yeah, it really does irk me. I mean, I'm a father of 2 sons, and it has always bothered me when adults don't show enough responsibility to not cause this kind of harm to kids. And to think that it's being done predominantly for political gain or virtue signaling, yeah, it irks me all that much more, folks. During the presentation, at least one child shouted out something to the effect of, "We're all going to die," or "I don't want to die," in response to a clock showing 2 scenarios of global temperatures rising above the point of no return. The dire one showing a clock ticking down with only 8 years left on it. The bleak message throughout the presentation and the outburst about death upset some of the children. According to Lyja Blazevik, the mother of an 8-year-old grade 3 student who came home distressed after she left the presentation thinking she only had 8 more years to live. The Greta Thunberg speech played to the children was the famous one from when she spoke at the UN Climate Action Summit in September. Rising to international superstardom, Blazevik is still wondering why the Toronto District School Board, TDSB, included such an emotionally charged video in a presentation given to young children. "My message is, we'll be watching you," says Thunberg near the start of her viral speech, addressing those in power. "This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school or on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying," Thunberg says in a speech shown to the kids at the elementary school in Etobicoke, the western part of Toronto. The only other part of the presentation was a popular climate change carbon clock that counts down the time certain climate scientists predict humans have left before the effects of increased carbon in the atmosphere are irreversible. So no pushback, no challenge to that narrative, which isn't education. It's called indoctrination. If you don't give 2 sides to a story at least, and there could be multiple variances of that story or perspectives or opinion regarding climate change as we know, but if you just give one side of that equation or one side of that story, that's indoctrination, and it's definitely not education. Anyways, folks, I'll place a link to this article in the description of the video below. But yes, I too, now I'm glad both of my sons are long past having to deal with the education system. But you know what? They're going to have kids someday as well. And thankfully, because I do live in the age of information, in the information age, yeah, education, it's literally at our fingertips. And I will definitely be more proactive as a grandparent and making sure that my kids are wise enough to be more proactive in their own kids' education so that they're not so easily tricked or manipulated by these environmental alarmists who seem hell-bent in causing psychological harm to the young people for political gain. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.